against CM as well, because not only because he can like slow down his attacks, but the freezing field, he has no disables to stop that from coming off. And PL's the kind of hero who wants to go on supports and kill them. So every time the PL jumps onto the CM, she's gonna drop the ulti, and that's it. PL just has to get out. Then you notice which one's the real one, and you can just kill him.
Yeah, and either you force him to spend Doppelganger, or he already spent it to go on you. As Crystal Maiden trying to trade with the puck there, but Gush plus Orb doing an awful lot of good work for NoPing in that bottom lane. Tide and Puck against Maiden, Wraith King. It feels like both of them have kill threat over each other. You can see Matthew drops low, then the turnaround is that Gush and Orb. We could say though Wraith King getting the slight upper hand as he's CSing much more comfortably than the Tidehunter is.
Yeah, Puck is going to be quite annoying at just constantly right-clicking this Wraith King in the lane. I do think their kill threat is going to have to come out onto the Crystal Maiden. One Gush with an Orb and a Waning Rift might end up killing the Maiden at some point. They should go for that. I just need a second because my headset is telling me I need to change its battery, so...
Oh, change his batteries then. Yeah, this Maiden gets off a full clarity. Gets out a couple more spells, pops the Mango, attempts to kill the Tide, and Oscar sliced down by now on that Wraith King, chasing the Orb. Does have a couple of stick charges, but not enough to pop out another Wraithfire Blast. So it's going to be Matthew getting back in there with the right-click attacks. So first blood spilled by EgoBoys in that bottom lane, and a good start for the Wraith King.
Yeah, the Tidehunter, definitely not the hero who I expected to die first in this game. Maybe valuing the Gush a little too much to start off.
Yeah, it gave them a lot of aggressive potential, but they go again on the Puck, trying to bait out Phase Shift, and does dodge the stun with it though. Matthew held until the very final second.
Yeah, he was thinking maybe the Puck doesn't have Phase Shift, you know? Maybe. He went for the 2 nuke build, but he's definitely going to be skilling that against the Wraith King Fire Blast.
Also, 10-1 charges to play with there.
I doubt there's going to be many more kills than that one onto a Tidehunter in this lane, because Tide's about to hit level 3, and now he's going to be extremely tanky.
Yeah, and the Puck salves up, so they can't immediately go back onto her. So we can take a peek into mid lane. Tiny 16-2.
Undying.
Undying dropping very quickly as Tano Snapfire gets the final touch. Just about does the trick there. Contesting the pull and getting a kill while the back with the Iron Shell. PL gets slain by Sacred. A 3-0 start.
He did not expect that. That vacuum instead of the skilling up the surge there on Dark Seer. Oh, he's gonna die to the tower. Oh, Undying got in though. He got the XP.
Then Darkmago dies in the mid lane. Tano's rotation comes in with a Scatter Blast and the Avalanche Toss, so alone with Tano secure a kill on the Death Prophet. 4-1 is their start.
That's huge for Tano there. Just getting the kill on the Undying, rotating towards mid. And now the Tiny's also going to get the Power Rune to refill his bottle, most likely, unless the Undying snags it up on the top side, which I think he will.
Poor Tiny. And the positioning of that TP from DP was really nice as well. Like TPing the angle towards the top.
He tips him, yeah. He tips him like, ah, you ass.
You got it.
Just had to take it.
Oh, the Snapfire refills the bottle anyway. Walk back up towards the top lane as the Frostbite bottom catching the Puck, forcing the jaunt under the tower.
Down into the deep freeze.
That's not good.
Yeah, the Maiden gets some experience out of that. It doesn't look like the Wraith King did.
Yeah, he got 15 wand charges and a Fairy Fire as well. I wonder if he really needed to do that. Surge
on Tano. That's an Iron Shell Snapfire chasing Undying and PL. TP from Puck comes in. Try and turn around on the snap here as Sacred with a few stick charges and another Iron Shell. Looking to stand their ground and fight Matthew. That is a squishy Puck. Takes the brunt of the Scatter Blast damage. Fairy Fire and Decay is enough though, and now Sacred has to surge away. Go get the bounty runes. Gather them up, Darkseer, my buddy. Matthew still moves forward, though. The gap closes this Puck with another Waning Rift. Lots of stick charges popped out by Sacred. And what do we have left? There's an Orb in 2 seconds with a tiny Avalanche. Toss up onto the Puck with that Crystal Nova and Frostbite on the PL. NoPing.
Jesus.
The turnaround after turnaround after turnaround. TP's galore as everyone brings about 6 heroes top lane. Ends out with EgoBoys getting the upper hand.
There's a Fairy Fire, a Magic Wand on the Dark Seer, and I'm pretty sure the Death Prophet's like, guys, Tiny is going for the top bounty, and they still committed for it. Got 3 heroes killed off because of it. Jeez, NoPing is just, yeah, they gotta get some discipline, man. What is this?
Yeah, they're going to start NoPing out of these fights, which just aren't advantageous for them, because they lose the Undying top as well. Crystal Maiden and Darkseer, they're full control of that lane, and you know, as always with a Wraith King in these games, you kind of look at the action on one side of the map, and you think, oh, it's going even, or it's going well for this side, and then you realize Wraith King is just that. He's basically the anti-mage of this patch, right? He sits, he farms, he hits that timing, comes out of the jungle, and it's not 3 AM, he's like 11 PM ready just before the stroke of midnight to come out and fight you.
Yeah, and a lot more difficult to gank as well, because he's got 2 lives and beat up in the lane. Just a better anti-mage. Oh,
Tiny with his second rotation onto PL.
Yeah, this PL 0-3. I mean, this guy must be Omega tilted or something in this game, just from that solo kill from the Darkseer, because the ways that he's playing just it's not adding up right now.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's his plan next, because I think they're pinging jungle to consider stacking and building up for the PL, but there's still another few minutes of, you know, laning stage to go. It hasn't fully broken down yet, and of course would prefer to stay in lane for experience and gold. I
mean, he's just got to chill out. His DP, his Tidehunter, they're doing pretty well. You know, they got good farm on those heroes, and they also have very good team fighting. You're just gonna have to chill out, farm up some jungle camps, and just wait for your teammates to make some plays happen.
He's level 5 on PL, 7.5 minutes in. Top 3 net worth is all green as the initiation on top. Trying to pick off Undying, kill off his tombstone. He's already burnt Soul Rip. Puck's TP looking to try and catch up to the Snapfire. They should be able to.
No cancel
here. No TP cancel? Oh, you're right, yeah.
Yep. So earlier in the draft, I said there's a lot of disables on NoPing, except those disables are ultimate. You got the Coil, you got the Ravage, maybe a Eul's from the DP later, so technically not a whole lot of disables in this early game at least.
Yeah, no consistent ways of catching.
You just TP away from these heroes.
Radiant's bottom
Arcane Rune DP. Could see that first exorcism come out. Tiny and Snapfire.
Oh, this PL again.
Is he dead?
Yep, he's dead.
He's just left there alone. Like Puck and Undying, they're in the mid lane trying to help out this DP push tier 1, and you've left the already struggling Phantom Lancer 0, 4, and 2.
Well, do you think they left him alone, or he went there where he shouldn't be?
Yeah.
Right? Like, he just gotta.
That's the question.
He's gotta assess the situation. He's fighting into a Darkseer who's level 8. And you don't have a cloak, no hood, or anything like that. It's like any one of those supports up there, you're just dead.
Look at these Radiant wards as well. Top lane ward, top jungle ward, Roshan and Rune ward. They see everything anywhere the PL is nearby. Crystal Maiden trying to steal out some of the stacks there, but there's a push on the bot tier 1, which NoPing will be looking at as a nice positive movement from them. Exorcism with the Arcane Rune going to work. They do lose the top tower though to Tiny.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Puck's also going to defend middle.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Jesus, that's a 10-minute Tiny blink, by the way.
Oh wow. Okay, that's scary. Yeah,
it's incredibly scary. Puck jumps on the courier, snipes it. DP's there with a Spirit Siphon, that's a lot of damage. Snapfire cookies to the high ground, tries to scatter blast and turn around, but the DP has the Crypt Swarm, and again, they bring everyone mid. No, I'm not looking top. I do not want to see the PL die again. Back into the waiting arms of a lone Tiny, and that's what, 4 rotations from Tiny top. 4 kills on the PL. He's got 5 deaths now over on Phantom Lancer.
I've never seen a carry have 5 deaths in 10 minutes in a competitive game, I think. That is way too many deaths.
Yeah, at this point, it's like, I should have been in the triangle 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Just
I
try and
mean,
farm over there.
you could have had a lot, to be honest, if he was there in the triangle farming it up.
And you bring all these heroes, 4 heroes mid, to try and pressure with a 10-minute catapult wave. But there's the blink reveal. Tiny's in with the Mortimer's Kisses. They don't quite take down the DP, but it was bloody close. And now the arrival of that Ravage, stopping Darkseer and the Maiden from doing too much more. Darkmago, he is spirit siphoning back off the Darkseer here as Sacred has gone a step too far forward, while Snapfire, not wanting to get any deeper involved in this fight,
Yeah,
will
Tiny
run
has no
away.
more combo. He doesn't have enough mana to get another combo out, although his blinks up. That's a pretty good fight for NoPing. Get rid of the Darkseer and the CM, who are doing a lot of work in this game.
There's space for PL.
Yep. And this is what I meant by like, let your team do their stuff, you know? You got the Tide, you got the DP, you got the Puck, you got insane team fight. Let them go together as 4, you know, bait out all the heroes. You just play safe until you see heroes on the map, and you will get your space. He's dead
It's a
again.
great smoke. It's a great smoke from EgoBoys, right? They're playing into exactly what you're saying. Let everyone else go mid. Avalanche toss kills off the Phantom Lancer. 0, 6, and 2. And then they can come back in and defend that mid objective as they've glyphed against the Exorcism. No Avalanche toss. All right, it's just about ready now. Comes off cooldown as I start my sentence. Look for that DP. Look for the Tide. I jump onto Oscar. No immediate kill, though.
Yeah. Fortunately for NoPing, this is not USC's matchmaking, or Phantom Lancer would have been down the mid lane right now. All his items on the floor.
Do you still see the Shadow Amulet Warriors? Or is
Not
it
the
literally
Shadow
just run
Amulet,
down mid
just-
and feed?
It's just called GG and AFK. People don't even go out and break items anymore, yeah. Now we got the Dota Overwatch going, you know? That's gonna be nice.
Yeah, start flagging those timestamps for when he bought Shadow Amulet, when he was sitting in the triangle,
Radiant are scanning.
farming 1 camp at a time, buying the tome, so he can keep experience coming. Well, EgoBoys trying to turn this laning stage advantage into a game-winning scenario for themselves. Smoke from the Tiny, the Darkseer, onto the Undying. Pandaboo gone.
Really good positioning from EgoBoys, constantly playing aggressively, just even if they have the Wraith King, just farming. He's got Relic on Wraith King already. Jesus. Okay. Casual glove into Relic, and his team is also smashing NoPing zeros.
Still a pretty tanky DP though. Like she's actually a level ahead of the Tiny, surprisingly enough.
No, I mean, she's doing well, right? It's the good matchup for her. The problem right now they're facing is the PO is not able to go out and split push as far as they would like him to at this stage in the game, because he's still catching up. He's 2,000 gold plus behind the Wraith King at 13 minutes into the game. That is just unacceptable.
Well, he's going to try and get Diffusal Blade. It looks like he was thinking Manta. Going to switch back into the Diff Blade. Not too far away from it, honestly. He's only about 1,000 gold or so away. But yeah, you make a good point. You know, with all the Tiny's rotations top, DP has just been sat in this lane, you know, chipping away, taking tower, getting lane creep experience.
Yeah.
And Tiny's been doing a lot of roaming and rotating.
And the rotations from the Tiny, it was like, it's not because he had the option to, it's like he had to rotate. He could not stay middle against the DP and just get smacked in the face. So we can't even say those rotations were like unpredictable. Maybe NoPing just need to give a little bit of a better heads up. But kudos to Tiny though, not to let himself get stopped by this Death Prophet.
Oh, they all come top hunting for Darkseer. But he's able to TP back, and he's got his Helm Creep as well, shoving out waves with Iron Shell on it. What's he got next? Mech now arriving for Sacred. Yeah, I was wondering where his gold was. Third in the net worth as Undying. He's got a tombstone there. Snapfire kisses landing. PL has died to the Tiny alone in the triangle. The kisses.
No, can't be.
Frostbite on the puck. It's silenced, so Crystal Maiden can't get it off. Now Oscar's here, but no mana for Ravage. He can pop his one. In comes the Tiny again, though. Avalanche toss. Darkmago still alive. Back into the Centaur stun. Stunned. The Ravage, it does come, but it's all too late. The Reincarnation is going to bring this Wraith King back to face off against the Death Prophet, who self-heals to dodge the stun. Doesn't have any more Spirit Siphons. 11-1 charges the movement speed, but in comes Tiny for the third time this fight, and alone slices down the Death Prophet. And yes, Stephen, the Phantom Lancer, he died.
Darkmago is so mad. Look at the line he's done. He's like, can you just de-ward this area, guys? PL, please just farm here. Oh, there's a lot. There's a civil war going in on NoPing's side, that's for sure. There's some very different lines being drawn on the minimap there. But yeah, that was a nice vacuum combo too. Yeah, I mean, I appreciated that with the Centaur creep.
Beautiful stuff. Easy pick off on the Undying. But it really was that kind of scenario. I was looking at the Wraith King, watching him fight the Undying. I flick my eyes to the map. I see Tiny in the dire triangle. I'm like, what's Tiny doing over there? And it's like, Tiny has killed Phantom Lancer. Oh, I see. 7 deaths. Diffusal 100 or 30 gold away.
I mean, he also did it by a cloak, which is kind of questionable. Whenever you see PLs playing against Tiny and these kind of heroes, they'll always fight even a complete hood, right? But just having like a casual cloak would have been good enough to be able to survive some of these ganks.
Yeah, it gives you the chance to one doppelganger. Maybe slip away.
See that coming, did you?
But there are some key items for NoPing. Blink Puck. No boots, no ping puck with Blink Dagger. Tide has the pipe. Darkmago, of course, finished that Yule Scepter. Still a bit distant from the BKB. This is usually a time you'd want NoPing to smoke, move out, make a play, look for a fight. I guess they have to anyway.
They might be alright to just chill out a bit and just wait for EgoBoys to make the aggressive move. They already have the Wraith King on the Radiance, or Radiance on Wraith King, so they're smoking up now, but I'm not so sure if how much PL can do in this next fight.
Oh, the Radiant scan, alone on the high ground. They jump in.
Aggressive.
3-man avalanche, vacuum wall stomp, and the kisses really well placed. EgoBoys shred through the first two heroes with ease, and Oscar is the third one lined up for them. Tombstone cherry on top of the ice cream sundae. There was that disaster of a fight from NoPing going up high ground blind, and now a fourth. The puck face shift, waning rift does not get away from this though.
Oh man. I just want to say that was extremely fortunate. Tidehunter didn't have Ravage. He had like 3 seconds left on it when they jumped in. Yeah, I mean, when the Tiny went in, I was like, wait a minute. That's a bit of an awkward jump from the Tiny. If there was a Ravage that came out and it stopped the Darkseer vacuum wall combo, maybe they could have turned it around, but because they didn't have it, EgoBoys completely annihilate them. Nonetheless, like you said, high ground smoke. Didn't even see anybody else. Still committed to it.
When that smoke pops, you've got to be really snappy with your decision making. Either you heavy commit or you heavy get the hell out of there.
Yeah, and they also bursted them through pipe. That was all magic damage being so heavy onto this Death Prophet through the pipe.
Yeah, Tide pipe. What now? And Wraith King, Sanj done. He's basically got Sanj and Yasha, honestly.
Yeah, he does.
20 minutes in.
This is one of the most farmed Wraith Kings for sure. He even go for the Midas this game. Just a casual gloves of haste.
Yeah, sitting close to 600 GPM.
Yeah.
20 minutes in. Tier 2 top, gonna be the prize he claims.
So now I know what a Wraith King who gets first blood looks like.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Stacking
Radiant's middle tower
all of the good stuff onto Wraith King, yeah. Get him a good start, get him first blood, get him a free... I mean, what? He's literally had 17 minutes free farm, like not even looking at an enemy hero after laning stage. And a 9k lead for EgoBoys. We could still see, though, the perfect team fight potential from NoPing, but DP on his high ground gets stunned up. Gets the Yule's off, but that's all too late as the Mortimer's kisses. I'm gonna take her down. Another stun lands. The Spirit Siphon. Sure, it brings you back to about half HP, but Alone has also sniped down the Undying. There seems to be very little cohesion here from NoPing in terms of what their overall game plan is, where heroes need to be, or what they're doing.
This is what happens though when one of your teammates is having like a base low worst kind of possible game. It kind of bleeds out onto your other roles. Like the DP, the Tide, you know, they don't really know what to do when all their lanes are being pushed in because your carry can't really push any of the lanes out against the heroes because he's constantly trying to catch up. Look at the Wraith King's net worth versus the Phantom Lancers.
It's a pretty big gap, but I think it's got to be said though, 0-7, Phantom Lancer has items. Like he doesn't look like he's completely out of the game. Hood, Diffusal, going into the Manta style next.
It's at the cost of the Death Prophet and the Tidehunter for sure.
Yeah.
Because they've been having to give him all of the safe farm. Like absolute safe farm at this point. And trying to run their heroes into your opponent to make some space so they don't keep punting him down.
Because now you're looking at Darkseer with Helm, Mech, Aghanim Scepter.
This is enormous.
11,000.
Oh, it's a dream.
11,000 net worth on Darkseer. Roshan gonna go the way of EgoBoys.
Radiant.
So now we're gonna have Wraith King with plus 350 HP. So he's sitting at 2.7k with Aegis, 17 one charges. And here we come, rushing towards your base. Dire team, are you ready?
I mean, Sacred has had some real good mana management this game too with this build. It's just like a mech, Ags, you know, no arcane boots even. He's like getting bottled up by the Tiny. Like, I think you need this, buddy.
Gets bottled, uses Soul Ring. It's been
this
great.
hero has a lot of mana cost for all his skills, but I mean, that's why he can farm a lot too. How good they are. Just Iron Shuttles the Centaur, sends a top creep wave. That dies while they're pushing mid.
Yes, with no fear, no commitment. Tiny, Yule Star back to the Avalanche toss. Silenced as well as the Ravagers dropped onto the Wraith King, and that Tombstone, you are right. Back into the two-man Wolf Stomp though. Darkseer makes the play with a cookie helping out. They get the Undying and the DP down too. The Freezing Field on the PL. He's been zoned out of the fight completely. One kill is all that NoPing gets, and the Tombstone can finally be focused. Tier 2 dropping as the Dire Squad buy back on the Death Prophet. But she doesn't have Exorcism, and she doesn't have a Tidehunter with Ravage to fight with either. So Matthew's Puck trying his best to try and cut waves and escape from this. The tree shoved forward towards the Puck, but a phase shift is there. They spent Coil just to disengage the Puck out of that one, and now Radiant, they're knocking on the door. You're tier 3 in the barracks. Avalanche, Alone tries. Doesn't get the combo. Now half HP, forced to cookie back. Wraith King though just stands his ground on top of the ramp.
He's got an Aegis.
Very wary though. Even with Aegis, not having reincarnation, they can just push bottom lane, get the tier 2. Much safer avenue.
Alright, Gary, Death Prophet, use buyback. Feels bad, man. That's her entire item progression just gone. And Tide also using Ravage in the last team fight, so they used all their key spells, all their ultimates, and they still couldn't do anything because it was a 4 versus 5. Still, the PL just doesn't have any angle to actually enter the team fights with the amount of farm that he has for the time being.
Yes, especially when, I think you called it very early on, he doesn't have anything to stop the freezing field. So if he goes on the Maiden, he needed the Puck there just to be able to get the kill and to stay alive as the PL. So then you're actually looking at like a 2v1 with Puck plus PL going onto backlines, and then it's a 3v4 where the rest of NoPing have to contend with Tiny, Darkseer, Wraith King, with only like a DP and a Tide basically. It's Tiny, quick and easy. Only Pandaboo Undying. Tidehunter gonna get someone gobbled up and shoved towards him in front of his face. There's a Tiny there, and the freezing field actually getting used up to kill off Tide, who doesn't have buyback. Puck up top. Alone wants to make the jump. Avalanche toss with the Echo Saber hits. That's enough damage. That's another pick off here. They just need to maintain these lanes and control them across the river so EgoBoys can actually push high ground again. Oh no, DP please. Darkmago. Escape. Run away. This is a bit spooky. Oh my god. Oh my god, that hit with a bash. Glimmer Cape from Panda. Please get me out of here, says the DP. Wraith King just walks straight towards him. Holy crap. Okay, Wraith King, he does have the academic shard here, so reincarnation is going to be utilized. But DP in an awkward spot now, stuck here with a freezing Crystal Maiden, trapping her and placed in a vacuum into the wall. In comes the Gobble Tiny, forcing the Ravage, but the kisses, they are well aimed, placed on top of NoPing. Oscar's destroyed, the DP dead without buyback, and the PL being hunted in his own base. But GG has already been called out by NoPing. Get us out of this game one.
Yeah.
Coach Gary says, don't go 0-7 as your Phantom Lancer.
That was an absolute stomp, Gary. I mean, again,